The next exercise under data representation is something called as text to columns. And let's assume we are given this set of data about a few people and we want to kind of represent it in terms of first name and second name. So there are, there are two ways to do it. Either we kind of take a brute force approach and manually look at what is the first name and what is the second name and key that in. If, however, we have 400 such names, it will become a difficult task to kind of figure out what's going to be done there, right? But I do want, let's say, the second name separately and the first name separately. Excel allows us to do that, especially in cases where we have these names kind of separated with some sort of a similar symbol. In this case, there's a comma. Even if there's no comma, let's say we have another case where we copy and paste this, and then let's say we remove all these commas here. Let's say we don't have the commas in this case. So we have Rana Siddharth, Akshay Desai, and C Narendran. So we have this set of data. Now let's first select this. Click on what we see here is called as text to column. Under the data tab of all the tabs, click on data, click within data to something called as text to columns. You click on text to columns. It asks you a couple of data points, whether you want to kind of divide the data using some fixed width. If you use fixed width, it will basically cut down the row at a certain character numbers, or characters such as commas or tabs separate each field. In our case, comma or space bar is what separates the field. So we will select delimited. Excel has automatically done it for us. Click on next, right? Now, what is the character that separates our data that we want to separate? Is it a tab? No, it's a comma actually, right? So I'll click on comma. And once I click on comma, you see on the bottom panel here, it automatically shows that the data set has been separated, right? Click on next, click finish, and it has automatically put this in different cells. So our problem has been solved. The data now exists in the form of both second names and first names separately in separate columns as we wanted it to be, right? Let's try that with this. Text to columns, delimited, next. Instead of comma, we're looking at a space, correct? So we're looking at a space, and that data is what is going to come in. We can look at destination. Instead of A11, we can put the destination at B11, or maybe some other place in the cell. We can put it here. Sorry, so the destination can be, delete this, the destination could be D11, let's say, and we click on finish, and we find that in D11 we find the cells that have been separated in terms of using text to columns. Now this is fairly important when we have data that is available in a slightly jumbled format and we want to kind of separate data based on certain parameters and use that data. Another exercise here could be, for example, if you have two names differentiated with semicolon, right? So ABC, and then we have a semicolon, and we have XYZ. Now I want to separate this. Once again, I can take text to columns, delimited, next. Now a semicolon is what we need. Click on this, next, and finish, and we have ABC and XYZ in separate cells. So this is another one of the powerful data representation functions where essentially text could be converted into individual columns, and hence the name is called as text to columns, right?